What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another uniform review video. Alright, so we're going to be hopping into the next two uniforms on the list here, which is going to be Iron Man and Nebula. So let's go ahead and take a look at Iron Man first here. So here we have Iron Man looking pretty buff, actually. Look at those arms. Good God. Yeah, look at that difference. Looks like a toothpick in his Infinity War uniform compared to his Endgame. He's definitely bulked up quite a bit here. So let's go ahead and see what Iron Man's getting here as some changes for his new uniform. Oh, and this is what the team suit version looks like. Still has the swole looking arms, but for some reason, to me, the team suit here, it almost looks like a pajama onesie on Iron Man. I don't know, it looks like more furry or fuzzy compared to the others, like in terms of like the texture or something, which is kind of weird. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the uniform changes here. So we're going to create a shield equal to 50% of max HP, refreshes by 5% every 1 second, absorbs 10% of normal damage. Then activation rate when hit, you get that super armor and all defense. So all of that is pretty much the same. I think the all defenses went from like 15 to 20 or something like that. Oh no, it went from 5 to 20, so the all defense went up quite a bit, but it's only for 1 second, so it's nothing too crazy. And then the shield refresh increased from the 3% here to the 5% on the new uniform. So nothing too crazy there. And then the skill changes here, we have nothing too new, nothing new, nothing new. The all defense, that's new, isn't it, or is it not? Yeah, the all defense is new. I didn't think he had that before. So yeah, the all defense down is new, and that's the same there. The all defense down, though, however, for Iron Man here does not apply to World Boss Ultimate, so that is quite annoying. So pretty much you'll only be making use of it in like PvP if you use him there, and Shadowland if you want to use him there. So yeah, nothing too crazy. And then here we go. So the first skill, a little bit different there on animation. It's actually an iframe now too, so that's actually pretty nice. So a little more protection there, because I don't think that was an iframe before. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Here we go, the second skill. That one's the same. Third skill, that is the same. Fourth skill, that is the same, except, you know, it applies the all defense down now. And then the fifth skill... yeah, the fifth skill looks the same as well. So pretty much the only change is going to be on the first skill here, which it is a nice change because we get that iframe, so more protection for Iron Man, definitely welcome. And then also with the Endgame uniform or the team suit uniform, it looks like his tier 3 has also changed, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. So here we go. Yeah, a lot more hits on that. It looks like just a lot more damage in general, but as you can see, the summons, they did not last very long. Those summons disappeared instantly. They basically only came in for that attack there. So overall, I mean, it's going to be better for like single target damage, but if you're maybe doing something, I don't know, in Shadowland, maybe that's the only option where you might want the summons around. World Boss Ultimate, maybe the summons to distract the World Boss, but the damage increase is definitely going to be more beneficial than having those summons hang around a little bit longer, because it looks like it's a lot more hits. Because if we go here and change to one of the other ones, where is Iron Man here? Here we go. Iron Man Infinity War, let's go ahead and grab that. So let's charge up our skill again, so that we can show you here. Alright, there we go. So now we can use our tier 3 again, and with the Infinity War uniform here, boom, here we go. As you can see, it is still the old skill. We've got all of the old Iron Man suits coming in, and they just do their attacks, and yeah, they hang around for a little bit and shoot repulsor blasts at enemies. So yeah, not very impressive. So definitely if you have tier 3 Iron Man, it's going to be a lot more beneficial for you to pick up the Endgame uniform. But besides that, the Infinity War uniform for just a regular tier 2 Iron Man is just fine. There's not that big of a difference between the Endgame and the Infinity War uniform for Iron Man. So really, if you have the Infinity War, I wouldn't even bother with the Endgame. If you don't have any uniforms for Iron Man, yeah, the Endgame one is going to be better because of that. Yeah, because there is no iframe there. Yeah, so because it does have an iframe on the first skill, you get a little bit better shield. Yeah, that's pretty much the only changes with it. So yeah, pretty much if you have tier 3 Iron Man, I would get it. If not, I would probably skip it. So let's go ahead and back out here and move on to the next uniform. Alright, oh, gotta go back one more screen here. Alright, so next up is going to be Nebula, which I'm actually quite excited about. I've been waiting for Nebula to get some kind of buff or rework. So here we have Nebula's Endgame uniform, looking quite nice. And then we have the team suit uniform, which still looks pretty good on Nebula. I still, of course, like the Endgame one a bit more, which is basically my preference for almost all of the uniforms. I've liked the Endgame version better than the team suit version. So let's go ahead and check out what this uniform does for her. So it's going to increase her lightning damage by 20%. It's going to enhance the effects of skill Cosmic Sense and also Stunning Grace. So that's going to be her tier 2 passive and her 4-star passive. So here we have her tier 2 passive, which I think pretty much all of this is new. I have to double check on that because I didn't check beforehand, which I really should have done. And then let's see, it's going to change 7 of her skills, which is really nice. Yeah, let's go ahead and check that real fast. So if you don't own a uniform and you actually want to check what the kind of tier 2 or passive or 4-star passive changes are and they're not listed on the page there for the uniform, you can just go here, click on the character, and then you can just go to check it out here. So her, well, I had this uniform equipped, I don't think it changes, but so her Stunning Grace is going to be 30% shock damage every 1 second for 5 seconds with a 5% chance. And then if we go over to her Endgame uniform, it is now a 5% chance for, that's exactly the same, isn't it? 5%, 30, oh, it's a shorter cooldown. It's a 20-second cooldown here, and now it is a 5-second cooldown. So it could be pretty much, if you're really lucky and that 5% chance activates every single time, you can have this up the entire fight. But again, this is just shock damage, so it's not going to apply to like world bosses or things like that. And then we have a tier 2 passive, where her old tier 2 passive was increased guaranteed dodge by 35% and increased lightning damage by 20%. Now we are getting 32% for skill damage, 15% bonus damage, and then we have the guaranteed dodge 35 and lightning damage by 20%. So the skill damage and bonus damage are going to be the 2 changes here for the tier 2 passive, which is nice because she definitely needs all the damage she can get. So I really like that because yeah, that's the only change there. So let's go ahead and go back to the uniform and check out the other skills. So moving on, we have, we got a guard here. So we have a guard against 8 hits for 8 seconds. So that's really nice. It's on her second skill. Nothing there. Her fourth skill. Oh, her fourth skill here has a decrease lightning resistance that can stack up to 30%. So kind of similar to defense down, except of course this is only going to be for lightning-based attacks. And then the fifth skill, no changes there. So let's go ahead and hop into the skill preview and see what the skills look like. And for the fourth skill, yes, I can confirm that the lightning damage down, or the lightning resist debuff, does apply to world bosses. So yes, you can apply it to world boss ultimate. So that is really nice. It'll help out her damage there. So let's go ahead and check out the first skill. Oh, okay. That's kind of similar to her previous third skill, I think it is. Yeah, so not bad. Third skill. Oh, it's got a paralyze on it too. That's pretty cool. Few hits there, but no iframe or any protection there, so I don't see how safe that can be in like World Boss Ultimate or anything like that. Second skill. Okay, and this is one that gives you that guard, so definitely want to use this skill for the guard, if nothing else. And does it activate at the very start? Okay, yeah, you get the guard instantly, so you can cancel out of this into... Where's she going all the way over there? Nebula, there's someone right in front of you. So yeah, you can just cancel out into something if you want to. The fourth skill. Oh, it's an iframe too, or an iframe for the jump, but then you are out of the iframe right there as soon as you land, so... Wow, that's a lot of AoE. Look at all those lightning tendrils just flying around the ground. Yeah, so if I'm holding away, yeah, you are vulnerable for a little bit there. The fifth skill, A bit of a delay on the iframe there, but it does still have the iframe, and the fit skill is pretty much exactly the same. It looks like maybe more hits and a little more AoE on it. Yeah, so let's see, can we do... You can, but of course that delay on the fifth skill still leaves you a little unprotected there. So you can kind of chain them together, but there's a little bit of a gap there where you can take some damage, but it's still going to be pretty safe. So if you get like your guard up or something like that, or you can actually just hop into this, get your guard, and then hop into whatever skill you want to do your damage proc on, probably, because get your defense down, or your lightning defense down, get your guard. If you want to proc on the fifth skill, then maybe hop into the fifth skill. If you want to proc on the third skill, maybe go into the third skill there, because it looks like those are probably going to be the two most damaging skills, because this one right here, it looks like all the damage is from the lingering effects, so that's not a really good skill to use a damage proc on. So I think the fifth or the third would be good damage proc potential for Nebula here. So overall, I mean, Nebula needed a boost all around. So pretty much anything they did for Nebula would be good. But I'm really liking the changes here to Nebula, so I will be picking up this uniform because it will make her viable now. It'll be another Shadowland clear for me, and I'm curious to test her out in World Boss Ultimate a little bit to, play around with that. So lightning defense down, or lightning resist down. Gosh, gotta get that in my mind. Lightning resist down, because she might even be a good striker for someone like Thor, because I do have Thor at tier 3. So if she strikes and does that fourth skill, then we might be able to get a little more damage out of Thor, which would be pretty cool. But anyway, let's go ahead and purchase this. And then the last thing that we want to show, now that we have purchased this, can I just go to... Can't really go to her. It does change her typing, though. She does become a superhero with this uniform instead of a super villain. So let's go down here. Where are you, Nebula? There she is. Go to details, and there, as you can see, she is a superhero. And now that we have this uniform, I will be tier 2ing her eventually, so, or not eventually, pretty much after this video here, but that'll be a separate video because, yeah, now that she has this uniform, she's going to be a little more useful for me. So that's going to be it for this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.